Hi, I'm Michael Bovey. I'm a debt settlement expert here at Resolve, and I want to take a moment to talk to you a little bit about what debt settlement is and what it can do for you. So first off, debt settlement or debt negotiation and paying less than what you owe and getting banks to agree to it. It's baked into the cake. So I've been doing this kind of work since the 90s, and I can tell you that banks, they know before they ever make their first loan, any lender, they know that a certain amount of people that they loan money to aren't going to be able to pay them back because life happens, right? Setbacks occur. And so they've got policies, procedures, and protocols that are completely set up in advance to deal with what is typically a low percentage of defaulted credit cards, for example. Let's say it's 2% or less on a rolling basis at any given moment. 2% of the people that they've lent money to or that have opened a credit card with them are unable to pay them back. And so that's a pretty big number, the bigger the bank. When you're not paying them, and for several months, banks know that statistically speaking, let's say you stop paying them for 90 days consecutively. Well, they've probably got about a 20% chance at that point of ever seeing another penny from you ever. So that is why debt settlement works. Paying less than what you owe, it's not really rosy for you because you take a couple of hits, right? Your credit's going to get hammered. It's going to recover, but it's going to take time. And if we have it to do to pay our bills on time, obviously we're going to do that. But something happens and we can't do it any longer. And you have options. And from the Resolve experience that you've been through on our technology platform here, you know that we're all about education, information, and helping you understand what your options are. But when you run out of money before you run out of month, or what I like to call hitting the debt wall, depending on how fast you hit that wall, you've really got three intervention options. One is credit counseling, where you keep paying just at a reduced payment every month. The other is bankruptcy. Well, debt settlement's right there in the middle. And it's the most flexible of the options. And so once you go a certain amount late, usually, like I said, 3 or more payments behind, it's when that starts to become an option. It's when it also starts to point to it being the most viable option. So let me share with you the fact that some of you obviously are going to be listening to this at different stages of collection. Your bank tends to hold on to your accounts internally to try to collect from you, not all banks, but most banks, for the first 6 months. After that, they're going to drop your account into what are 3 buckets. There really are no other buckets. It's just these 3. And there's a massive collection apparatus that's built throughout the country to help banks collect or to buy up debt from banks at a steep discount. And then now that new owner wants to collect from you. The 3 buckets are contingency debt collectors. These are the agencies, the most common type in the country, that call you and write to you and try and get you to pay. If they're successful, they get to keep a little bit. If they're not, well, they don't get to keep the accounts forever. The bank pulls it back and tries another bucket. So you're going to go and hear from collection agencies over a period of time through your phone. If you're ignoring the calls, it's fine. They write to you too, and you'll know who you're dealing with. And you can share that with your counselor, your account manager here at Resolve. That's going to be helping you work through this program. And as certain collection agencies get involved, there's opportunistic times, and you saved up enough money, and now a negotiation is going to ensue. Pretty normal, actually, highly normal. The other bucket is they can send it to or sell it to a debt buyer at a steep discount, like I mentioned. And now that debt buyer wants to collect as much as they can, right? And they also will sometimes assign out to contingency debt collectors. And then there's the third bucket, which both banks and debt buyers use, which is sending it out to collection law firms. These law firms are also highly negotiable. And that's more of the late stage collection. And sometimes those settlements aren't as good as they could have been had you been able to come up with the money to prevent that. But it is what it is for a lot of us. And you might be watching this video and found Resolve because you are now dealing with an attorney debt collector. But you can negotiate settlements at all of these stages. It's normal, happens every day. I've been doing it every day for a lot of years, and it can be the solution that you're looking for because, again, debt settlement is that middle solution that provides you the flexibility. You may not even qualify to do Chapter 7, and debt settlement's a pretty good alternative to Chapter 13. Or perhaps you just don't want to do bankruptcy and you can't afford debt management, and so debt settlement is the path for you. Guess what? We are a group of caring humans tied to a very powerful technology, this Resolve platform, where you've built your user profile. And we're here to help you and guide you through the entire debt settlement process, whether you have 1 account, whether you have 20 accounts, from start to finish. You'll see me on the next video.